Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath. Man, I was running. I was trying to be early. I'm running late, but I'm kind of early. Shalom, Neff. Shalom, Tisa. Shalom. Happy Sabbath. Yep, it's gonna be a good one, man. I got some videos. We're gonna get into, one of my favorite topics. We're gonna go into the future. We're gonna teleport to the future. We're gonna teleport. She got her Hebrew going on. Shabbat Shalom, Malakim, Akims, what Akiwath, Yahweh Bashim, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Barakatham, blessings to you all. Yeah, she was coming with it. Happy Sabbath, Grace. So, let me see something. I'm trying to see what order I want to do this. Order do I want to do this? Video, scripture. Hold on real quick. How was everybody week though? Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you all my little letter I got. Told you I'm gonna be a carpenter. My acceptance letter at the college, Seattle. What did it say? Seattle, okay. Central College, Wood Technology. I don't know if you guys can see that. I got accepted. You guys could pause it or whatever. I got accepted. Your boy G Bar got accepted. December 11th. That was what was that? Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah. It says we are convinced. It says, hold on, it says, you convinced us that you have the intellectual energy, stamina, and talent to flourish in our program. We are thrilled to welcome you to the Wood Technology Center and look forward to the unique and extraordinary contributions we know you will make to the program, community, and construction trade industry. All praises. I knocked it out. Yeah, but hold on. How was everybody week though? Your week was good. She said, "Mine was well. Thank you. How was yours? Congratulations. Yeah, thank you. Mine was good. I was knocking out some milestones. You know. All praise to the Most High. I'm gonna pop it off. What about Grace? What about Neff? How was y'all week? I'm gonna pop it off with this scripture though. With Second Peter's. The day of the Lord, World War III, the day of the Lord, we're gonna get beamed up, right? And we are in Babylon, Not everybody had the Most High, he put us in Babylon, in the belly of the beast. But look, Second Peter's chapter 3 and 10. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. It's the Sabbath. You can't take the Sabbath for granted, because a lot of people, not a lot of people, few we will say a few people are teaching against the Sabbath, right? But once upon a time, they was keeping it just like us. So you can't take it for granted, because the Most High could take that understanding away from you too. That's why I always get humble and say happy Sabbath, and it's an honor to keep the Lord's Sabbath, because there's people that's getting turned away. They think that they They think that they got some higher understanding or something. No, you got rejected. And now you're coming up. See, when I first got into this truth, I used to think like the Most High would just knock you off. But no, he'll just make you reprobate and just have you, celebrating Christmas, or changing your doctrine, contradicting stuff. And that's a sign of he ain't dealing with you, like Saul. What did he do to Saul? He rejected Saul. Saul was still alive, he was still king, but he just wouldn't answer him. He was making stuff up. He was revving up, trying to conjure up witches and spirit demons and stuff. But so it's an honor to keep the Sabbath, man. The correct Sabbath. Discipline, integrity. We're gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off. So 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So that's what we're going to get into. Majority of the class is the heavens. We're going to show that. We're going to show the power, the technology. We're going to show that technology. So the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. And this is the part that I want too. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversations and godliness? So the stuff I'm about to show you, and most of us, we already know this, right? We know we've been watching, we know what technology Esau got, but don't forget it. Don't forget about that. That's why I said what manner of person you should be, in your conversation and your godliness, like don't be just out here living reckless. Don't be out here living reckless when because obviously you lacking faith, or you're losing your faith, or you're losing what it's saying, like in Luke, where he says you go wary of his coming. You're like, man, when is he coming? But don't do that, right? Because you don't want to take your grace for granted. Damn, I'm looking for another scripture. Oh, there. But let's watch. One of these videos I'm about to show you should scare you. We know tomorrow the missiles ain't coming, because there's prophecies, right, that need to be in between if you're watching. But that don't mean you can sin. That don't mean you got a cloak to sin. Hebrews 10 and verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, then there remain no more sacrifice for sins. So if you're like, man, that stuff ain't gonna happen for a while, right? And then you just out here reckless. The Most High could just reserve you for the to the end, to blow you up. I got damn Amber Alert in my damn thing. Damn Amber Alert almost messed up my class. But yeah, yeah. Man, it threw me off. What was I saying? Yeah, you can't sin willfully though. And we're gonna get the video. Went quick per usual. Shalom, Danielle. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this video. A few videos. Which one do I want to go to? Oh yeah, let's go into the hold on, let me show you this scripture real quick before we get into the video. because it's gonna go with the video. Let me get Revelations 18. I'm gonna show you guys something. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord which judge her. Right? Damn, that's the part. I want the 1 hour. Let me jump to 10. That's what I want. Instant. No, we could just read 9 and 10. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. It's talking about Babylon, right? Okay, the United Snakes of America, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in this is the part I want, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So remember that 1 hour. That's the part we want. The 1 hour, and then that 2 Peter 3:10 about the elements and all that stuff was burnt. Remember that. Let's go to this missile. So this is a Russian. No, they're gonna break it down.
Called Sarmat or Satan II is the most advanced nuclear missile in the world. Its warheads are impossible to intercept.
Hold on.
So Satan II
this is called the Satan II, right? What Russia has, right? It said it's impossible for them to stop.
The most advanced nuclear missile in the world. Its warheads are impossible to intercept. The fact is that this is the first missile in the world that can strike the territory of a probable enemy through the South Pole. For NATO and Canada, this was an unpleasant surprise. The main missile defense force, the NORAD system, is designed to intercept missiles that are launched through the North Pole. On the southern side, the US has no warning systems or missile defense systems. Therefore, US satellites can detect a Sarmat launch, calculate its trajectory, but will not be able to defend themselves.
Some said they will not be able to defend themselves. Remember, it said 1 hour.
The missiles are based at a missile range in the Kaluga region. These are the so-called nuclear glades. According to the tests conducted, the time of approach of the missile to London will be about 8 minutes, to New York, about 20 minutes.
He said it takes 20 minutes to New York. Now you can see how they're going to get destroyed in an hour. In 1 hour, it said it takes 20 minutes to hit New York.
The range of firing Sarmat is 18,000 kilometers, or more than 11,000 miles. This is enough to fly around the planet 1.5 times. The maximum speed in the atmosphere is 17,982 kilometers per hour, or more than 11,000 miles. The exact number of warheads is classified, but there is information that the missile can carry on board up to 15 warheads with a power of 750 KT each. If that many landed on New York, it would look like this.
Yeah, look, so I'm gonna show you guys another video. So you see how it smacked New York up, right? And we're gonna show you how, like, what it does, how the elements, how the flesh, how everything, the radiation, the wind, everything. That's why I said we're gonna fly into the future. We're gonna fly into that. We're gonna teleport into that and then bounce back into where we at in December 2025, so-called, right? We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna be the seers.
In addition to
New York, look.
that many landed on New York, it would look like this. In addition to warheads, a substantial weight limit would be set aside for traditional missile defense, overcoming systems such as decoys. These are decoys that look like warheads but carry no nuclear charge. They are needed to fool the missile defense system. The missile is able to overcome the missile defense system by giving the engines almost as much power as is needed to put the warheads into a circular orbit. The missile can attack the territory of the enemy country not by the shortest, but by any direction, including through the South Pole, bypassing the deployed missile defenses designed for the trajectories of conventional ICBMs launched from Eurasia through the North Pole, which would require the enemy.
It ain't no stopping it. No stopping it. That's what we just read. We read Revelation 18, 8 through 10. And then the 2 Peter, we was reading when they smacked it, right? When it happened.
Enemy country to costly deploy not fragmentary, but circular missile defense. Russia may have.
Look, this is what we are trying to escape, you know? So it's pointless to be out here playing around. Get your spirit right. Feel me?
Have between 60 and 100 silos in which to mount this new missile. This number is enough to wipe out several major European countries. France and the United Kingdom, for example. Sarmat is essentially a revival of the universal missile concept. In other words, any orbital bombardment ICBM can launch not only warheads, but also satellites into orbit. So most likely.
All right, let me show you guys this other one. So you seen that one, the Satan II. That's called the Satan II. So now let me show you this other one. Hold up. Damn, where is it? All right. So this one is called the Orishnik. Russia has it too. They used this one on Ukraine, but they didn't use the nuclear warheads. But check this one out. This is a cold one. This, see, you're seeing the weapon they're going to use to get that what we just read about. Now this one is cold. Watch this.
Russian missile system. It is the first ballistic missile in the world to be used in actual combat operations during the invasion of Ukraine. Launched from the Kapustin Yar test site in the Astrakhan region, the missile traveled 500 miles in less than 5 minutes, about as long as this video, and struck a military plant in Ukraine. Announced on November 21, 2024 by Russian President Vladimir Putin, the Oreshnik is an intermediate-range ballistic missile. This means that its range can reach up to 3,100 miles and can reach anywhere in Europe. If Oreshnik is launched from the Kapustin Yar missile range in the Astrakhan region, it will reach Berlin in 11 minutes, Rome in 13, Brussels in 14 minutes, Paris in 15, and London in 16 minutes. What happens if this missile hits London, we will show at the end of the video. During the recent strike on Ukraine, the video footage showed that 7 warheads reached the target, while there were supposedly 8.
Look, so that missile, it's one missile, but it shoots out different, like it said, like 8 different warheads. And if you put nuclear on it, I mean, it's over. There's no stopping it, right?
Each warhead is capable of carrying up to 300 kilotons of nuclear charge. At the time of its use in Ukraine, an ammunition-free modification was used. The missile weighs 1.5 tons and is equipped with a 2-stage propulsion system capable of accelerating it to Mach 15 on takeoff and Mach 10 while diving on the target. Mach 10 is a speed of 2 miles per second. This makes the Oreshnik virtually impossible to intercept.
It's impossible to intercept. Once again, this is what you're seeing. They can't stop it. Satan 2 and the Orishnik. And they probably got more stuff that they ain't showing them, you know? This is what your guys are going to see. This is what's going to give you that Revelation 18, that 2 Peter 3, that Malachi 4:1, all that, was hot as an oven. But we're going to show you, I'm just showing you the weapon right now. I'm going to show you the effects of the elements, what we just read, and I'm going to show you what it does to your body, right? And that's why we gotta check our spirits.
Its maneuverability makes its ballistic trajectory unpredictable, and its speed leaves enemy missile defense systems only a few seconds to react. Anti-missiles must achieve direct hits with accuracy measured in meters, and this is extremely difficult. The chances of intercepting a Orishnik are less than 1%. It would take more than 100.
The chances of intercepting less than 1% is over.
Anti-missiles to reliably stop a single missile. At the moment, according to intelligence information, Russia has about 20 copies of this missile, and at the end of 2024...
Look, they talking about they got 20. Why would they tell you what we have? You're not going to tell the opposition what you have. Like, yeah, this is what I got. So, come on now.
It is planned to start mass production of Oreshnik missiles. Let's see what will happen if a nuclear modification of the Oreshnik missile hits London. In addition to destroying the center...
Look, that's one missile that did all that. Because it's like I said, it's one missile, then they got like 7 little warheads that can just boom, 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 boom. That's crazy. You can't stop that.
Center of London, the entire surrounding agglomeration would suffer. The death toll would be colossal at about 2,500,000, and more than 8 million people would be injured. In addition to London, the Oreshnik will destroy towns such as Croydon in the south, Enfield in the north, Ilford in the east, and Hounslow in the west.
Yeah, 2 million. Let me get that in Psalm 91. It said 2 million. Watch this. Psalm 91. That's he that dwells. This is Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwell in the secret place. This is why you want to dwell in the secret place. Because if you're on the ground, it's over. Of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. That's what we're trying to get delivered from. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day. I'm going to jump to 7. This is what we just saw. Oh, let me play this part once again about the million people. Hold on. I'm going to read verse 7. Watch this.
500,000 and more than 8 million people would be injured. In addition to London, the Oreshnik will destroy towns. The entire surrounding agglomeration would suffer. The death toll would be colossal at about 2,500,000 and more than 8 million.
It said the death toll will be 2, and what did he say? 2,500,000 something, right? Well, look, it says this is verse 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side. That's what you're seeing. Imagine if you was in the middle, right? You're seeing 1,000 people drop, vaporize, and 10,000 at thy right hand. This is what this is describing. But it shall not come nigh thee. It says, only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. You're going to see them. You're going to be like this. And remember Daniel, when they didn't get burnt up in the fire, right in the furnace, that's what it's going to be. It's not going to touch you. You getting beamed up out of there. But you're seeing them getting torched.
Million people would be injured. In addition to London, the Oreshnik will destroy towns such as Croydon in the south, Enfield in the north, Ilford in the east, and Hounslow in the west. The area of building destruction will exceed 216 square miles, and the entire environment would be filled with radiation, poisoning the surrounding rivers and bodies of water. But there is one point of contention. Western experts believe that Oreshnik does not have a maneuvering unit, and it is a conventional ballistic missile with multiple tips. If so, then its interception could be significantly easier. After all,
And it's over. You guys ain't intercepting nothing. It's already written. It's already written. Oh, let me see what's up with the homies. Yeah, like sis said, wow. Wow. Demon in the chat. Isaiah Valentine. Right then. But yeah, the secret place. The secret place. So yeah. So y'all seen the weapon that will deliver the blow. And it's probably not those exactly. They probably may have some better ones that's going to do. Now let's get another video. Now we've seen the weapon. Now let's show the effect. Let me see. Let's go here. But you know, Esau already did it. Not World War II, but in Japan, right? So we got a glimpse. We got a glimpse. No, hold on, I don't want this one yet. Hold on. That's not the one I want. I'm gonna get that one last. Hold on. Damn. Yeah, this is the one I want right here. Look at this. Look at this.
The horrific dropping of 2 nuclear bombs. What did it look like? In the early morning hours of August 6th, 1944.
This is that Japan, right? And this and these bombs are nothing like what they got right now. The stuff they got now is like 100. I think it did 100,000 times worse. 144,000 times worse.
An American bomber took flight from the secluded island of Tinian and headed towards his first fateful target, the bustling city of Hiroshima. Upon reaching the city, the pilot released the heinous atomic bomb, a weapon that would alter the course of history forever. The bomb detonated with an unimaginable cataclysmic release of energy. In a hauntingly horrific scene, the very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter as 70,000 people were instantly...
Hold on. It said dissolve like melting butter. Remember what we read, 2 Peter's. Let me remind y'all. 2 Peter's 3. No other book can do this. The Quran ain't talking about this. Watch this. Damn, G-Bar, get the damn scripture. You're taking too long. And I'm slipping. Hold on. 2 Peter's 3. You know, Peter is a small ass book. Hold on. All right, 2 Peter's 3:10. Hold on, let's play it back. Let's play it back a second.
Hauntingly horrific scene, the very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter.
Oh, it said the flesh dissolved by melting butter. Oh, that's Zechariah. Let's get Zechariah. No, yeah, Zechariah 14:12. And then we're gonna hold 2 Peter's 3. We're gonna break this down. We're gonna give the sense, right? Hold on. Damn. Okay, Zechariah 14:12. Zechariah 14:12. All right, Zechariah 14:12. He said the flesh is going to melt. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague. That's a plague. Wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Let's play that back real quick.
The very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter as
It says, what did it say? The flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Zechariah 14:7. Look, it says 70,000 pairs. We just read that Psalm 91 where it says 1,000 shall fall on your left side, 10,000 on your right side. We just read it. This happened. This is history.
Energy. In a hauntingly horrific scene, the very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter as 70,000 people were instantly erased from existence. Buildings collapsed like fragile sandcastles, and the city burnt like hellfire.
This city burnt like hellfire. What? Look, Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day come that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. In the day that comes shall burn them up. Saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Look at this. We're going to read 2 Peter again, 3:10. Remember, it said the buildings and everything on fire. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Hey, they didn't know that was coming for them. Right? So the Lord, he required for which is past, right? The things, it's like a circle. It keep coming. I mean, it comes again, right? He gave you a glimpse, and it's going to be, this next one's going to be 144,000 times worse. And in the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You see, he said, this is hellfire. The earth also and the works that therein shall be burnt up. See? I'm going to jump to verse 12. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of God, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right, I'm going to play it through. I'm going to shut up.
Horrific scene, the very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter as nuclear bombs. What did it look like? In the early morning hours of August 6th, 1945, an American bomber took flight from the secluded island of Tinian and headed towards his first fateful target, the bustling city of Hiroshima. Upon reaching the city, the pilot released the heinous atomic bomb, a weapon that would alter the course of history forever. The bomb detonated with an unimaginable cataclysmic release of energy. In a hauntingly horrific scene, the very fabric of flesh dissolved like melting butter as 70,000 people were instantly erased from existence. Buildings collapsed like fragile sandcastles, and the city burnt like hellfire. Believe it or not, the Japanese still did not surrender, leading to a second tragic event. 3 days later, the Americans dropped another atomic bomb, this time on the city of Nagasaki. Another 40,000 people were wiped in an instant, leaving Japan with just one single option: defeat. The horrific dropping of 2 nuclear bombs.
See, they dropped 2 of them on them. Them boys wasn't playing.
You keep blaming yourself.
The horrific dropping of 2 nuclear.
I'm trying to see if there's another one. Let's see this one. real quick.
In the early morning of August 6th, 1945, history witnessed one of its darkest moments. An American bomber took off from Tinian Island, carrying a devastating weapon that would change the world forever. Its target, the thriving city of Hiroshima. Moments after releasing the atomic bomb, the city was engulfed in a blinding flash and a deafening roar. The unimaginable explosion obliterated 70,000 lives instantly, turning buildings to rubble and the cityscape into a burning inferno.
See, it said, remember, he said rubble. In the Bible, it says stubble. It says vaporizing 70,000 people instantly. And that was in 1945. It's 2025 right now. In the stuff they got is way worse.
Despite the apocalyptic destruction, Japan did not surrender. Just 3 days later, on August 9th, another atomic bomb was unleashed, this time over Nagasaki. In an instant, 40,000 more lives were lost, and the city was reduced to ash. Faced with overwhelming devastation, Japan had no choice but to surrender.
They said they like them Ammonites. Oh, we give up. Well, yeah, it says it was reduced to ash, the stubble, the elements was gone. It's over. Exactly. Exactly, the evil. So that's just a glimpse of World War III. It's gonna be worse than that. It's gonna be worse than that. Let me see. I got one more video that I want to go through. Then I'm gonna show you guys some scriptures. Let's get one more video. I'm just gonna skim through this one.
5.
Let me see. I'm just gonna get to the part where he started talking about it. Let's go right here.
As they head home, the mission was a success. By 8:18 a.m., the mushroom cloud stands at 40,000 feet in the air, and those who survived find themselves in the midst of hell itself. As the mushroom...
He's gonna say, if you survive, like you're not right by the blast. I just want you guys to see some testimonies.
cloud pours fresh air into the epicenter. An abundance of oxygen is dragged onto the roaring flames, stoking an already punishing fire into a positive inferno. Everything begins to melt, including the people trapped in this nuclear storm. We don't have exact numbers, but between...
Everybody melted, including the people in the nuclear storm. Remember it said the elements melt?
20 to 40,000 people are roasted alive in the flames and superheated wind. At the same time, those who are further away from the blast center are knocked unconscious. When they open their eyes, they'll see the consequences of this mayhem firsthand. As they come to, they must have felt that they'd woken up in hell. By 8:20 a.m.
Look, you survived. He said you woke up in hell, the lake of fire, right? You woke up in hell.
Virtually no building is left standing. Just
no building left standing. The elements is burnt up.
Desolate wasteland, filled with thousands of voices crying out in pain, screaming for help, screaming for water for their burns, screaming in agony. Melted flesh and skin seep into what's left of the pavement. Many scream for their family members. They'll never find them. And a staggering portion of those left alive are so horrifically burnt by the explosion that they're completely unrecognizable, as their facial features are mutilated and replaced instead with blackened skin and exposed flesh. Those who can run to the river in order to save themselves from burning alive. It won't help them. They'll be boiled alive as the heat begins to sink into the water. There are so
Imagine you on fire. You jump in the water, but the water is like a boiling. It's boiling. So, oh, hey, see, this is what's going to happen. 144,000 times worse.
many dead in the Aoi River that survivors reported not being able to see any gaps between the bodies. It no longer resembled a stream of water, but an ocean of charred corpses, impossible to tell apart from each other. Thousands more die with each passing minute.
Remember, I remember. A big light come, very strong. I never see so
I remember it came like a thief in the night, and all I seen was the light.
strong. I do not know what is happening. My friend, she and I are always together, but I could not find her. So dark it gets, so red like a fire. Always smoking dark.
Let me see something real quick.
Command of the military are still determined to fight on. To them, this is just another bomb. Why? But with these new atomic bombs, accuracy is no longer a crucial factor. Around 65,000 die, and a city is erased, as hell on earth is unleashed yet
City is erased. Hell on earth.
again. Truman remains positive about the use of nuclear weapons.
Yeah, so you can watch that, for the second time, but it gets real ugly. I'm quite sure y'all get the picture by now. It gets real ugly out there. It's getting real ugly. Now let's get into some scriptures real quick. What should we go to? Yeah, let's go to Matthew. Matthew 24, 29. Because I'm quite sure you do not want to be in that. And it's 144,000 times worse. No way. No way. All right. Matthew 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. Now you see how the sun is going to be darkened, because them clouds is going to be blocking the sun, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of the heavens shall be shaken. I was talking about them the missiles falling from the smacking Babylon. And then so simultaneously, as all that's going on, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man. That's when you're going to see the Son of God come, crack the sky in his chariot. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. See, they're going to see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So there's going to be war on earth, World War III. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So that's when you're going to see that Psalm 91, when simultaneously you're going to be seeing them dropping 1,000 on this side, 1,000 on that side, right? People burnt up, set on fire, people vaporizing. And then you're going to get beamed up. But let's go. Let's dig into what's going to happen. What's going to happen when Christ is coming down. Hold on. Let's dig into that. We gotta go to the Apocrypha. Second Esdras. 13, 29. Let's start at verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. See, they're going to be shocked when he cracked the sky. And one shall undertake to fight against another. Remember, we told you it's going to be World War III. One city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be, then these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before. And then shall my son, Old Testament Israelites don't like this verse. Then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against each other. Right? So, precept upon precept. We're going to the future. You gotta envision this, right? So they're going to be at war. Everybody's going to be at war. And it says they're going to stop fight. They're going to look up. Remember what Revelation 1:7 said, every eye shall see him. They're going to look up. They're shooting, throwing missiles, doing all type of stuff, right? Fighting warfare. They're going to be like, what the hell is that? Right? And it says, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. So they're gonna be like, man, we gotta stop. We gotta get on them UFOs, so-called UFOs. 34. And innumerable multitude, it's gonna be the whole earth, all armies, multitudes shall be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So they're gonna try to take down the Messiah. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. In this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. See all them old rich nicks and them Satan tools and all that stuff. So he's gonna rebuke it, right? That stuff ain't gonna work on him. Which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and they shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented. So he's gonna put thoughts in their heads. They're probably gonna see every wicked thing they did, and it's gonna torment them, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor. He ain't gonna lift a finger to destroy them. Imagine you could destroy all the armies of the whole world without lifting a finger. Now that's power. By the law which is like unto fire. Let me see. Yeah, that's all we want right there. Yeah, so we just jumped in the future, saw World War III, saw the second coming of Christ, beamed everybody up, destroyed the nations without labor, and it's over. Let's get Zechariah. Now you guys see how the lake of fire under what is that? Gonna get destroyed in an hour. Now you can see, knowing this, it says, what manner of people shall we be? So we gotta escape that. You don't want to be 2/3 Zechariah 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. See, 2/3 are gonna get. That's when we hear like, oh, he's 2/3, he's nuke food. That's what people's talking about. And I will bring the third part through the fire. Now you know what fire he's talking about, literal and spiritual, but right now we're talking about literal. Through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. All praises. All praises. What should we get? Where should I go? Oh yeah, let's get Habakkuk. Habakkuk. Let's get Habakkuk. Habakkuk 3:16. When I heard, no, let's go up a little bit. Let's see what the horses do. No, we can start right there. 3:16. When I heard, my belly tremble. This is Habakkuk seeing the second coming. My lips quiver at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I tremble in myself that I might rest in a day of trouble. He said, I want to rest in the day of the Lord. When he come up into the people, he will invade them with his troops. Yeah, you see how he's talking about an alien invasion? See, Esau, no. But there ain't no alien invasion, but it is going to be an invasion. And he said, Habakkuk said, where did he say that? I tremble in myself that I might rest. Look, he said, I do not want to be here when that happens. I do not want to be here when that happens. Let me get Isaiah. See, we're going precept upon precept. We're getting different prophets talking about the same thing. Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. So see, the ancient battles was cling, 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 swords clapping each other, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. He said, but this next one, it's going to be with burning and fuel of fire. So, yeah. Let's go to Isaiah 47. Isaiah, he spoke about it a lot. Let me see what I wrote. Look, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance. So he said, this is Christ. Talking about he's going to take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. He said, that's how he's able to destroy them. Remember it said without labor, because he ain't coming as no man. No man can do that. He's coming in his true form. In his true form. Let's get some more Isaiah. Isaiah 34:4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. See, we keep hearing about the heaven being dissolved, elements being melted, and the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll. Remember that the mushroom cloud? That's what Isaiah is describing. And their hosts shall fall down as the leaf fall off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree, right? For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. That's Esau. Talking about Esau. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. So Esau's cursed. He tried to say we're cursed. No, he's cursed. His skin is cursed. He's the people of my curse. Right? The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, that's Edom, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Let me get 31 and 5. We dealing with Isaiah. Isaiah is bringing it out. As the birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem, defending as he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. So just like the birds fly, they fly in that formation. Remember, he said the angels are going to come in Matthew 24, 29 to 31. That when they come, and all them guys are going to be looking up, they're going to be flying in a beautiful formation, and they're going to be looking up. Everybody going to stop fighting. They're going to be looking up at that beautiful chariot formation. That's something that you've never seen before in your life. They're going to be amazed. Like it said in Esdras, it says they was amazed and afraid, but they do fight. You're going to put that spirit on them to where they got to put them up, and they're going to get knocked off. Let's get some more Isaiah. Isaiah spoke about it a lot. You gotta unlock it precept upon precept. Then we're gonna get ready to wind down. Day the Lord, fix your spear. Don't get caught lacking. Don't get caught lacking. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind. He come with fire, right? And with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. That's how he's pleading. He's pleading with violence. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. The slain of the Lord shall be many. Let's go to Revelation. End it off, Revelation. Let me see. Revelation. What I got here? Hey, 9:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. We just read that in Isaiah. In the slain. No, hold on. We didn't. That's what I'm saying. What the hell? Did it go? I know that ain't the same. Yeah, we're reading the same. And in those days shall men seek death. Yeah, that's what I want. And in those days shall men seek death. Right? So you're gonna want to die in that day. Like, remember in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those people that didn't die from the blast, they was miserable. Their skin felt like it was on fire, their skin hanging off, their eyeball hanging out. You don't think they want to seek death? Then they hopped in the water and got boiled. That's crazy. And look, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and the death shall flee from them. So some people are just going to be sitting there in agony, in pain. So, hey, that's why we gotta get delivered up. Let's get Revelation. End it off on this. Revelation 18:21. Day of the Lord. Day of the Lord. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. It says, thus with violence. Thus with this place going down with violence, and ain't gonna be seen no more. And that's all praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High, thus with violence. Let me see. All praise to the Most High. Andrea, happy feast. Yeah, sis, you got the rewind button. No, you know, that's the good part about it. You got the rewind button. Got the rewind button. Okay, I got my final thoughts. Where's my final thoughts? Final thoughts. Final thoughts is, man, check your spirit, because you don't want to get caught up in what we was just talking about earlier, showing it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be 144,000 times worse. You know, we just went a little bit to the future. We just time traveled to the future and we came back. It's going to be ugly, you know. Yeah, it's nothing like it live and direct. So, hey, but you know, hold on real quick. Thanks for you guys that Cash App. All praise to the Most High. Like I said, here go my letter. Like I was gonna show you guys my acceptance letter into the carpentry. You know, I don't know if y'all can see it. Seattle Central College. It's my acceptance letter. I don't know if you can see. That's December 11th. I went to my orientation yesterday. Wood Technology. Say Wood. Yeah, Wood Technology. So I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. No cap in my rap. Donate to G-Bar Carpentry schooling. And I'm going to school January 5th. Start January 5th. I'm gonna be a carpenter. But yeah, all praise to the Most High. Final thoughts. Don't check our spirits so we don't get burnt up. So we don't get burnt up. The water, Danielle and everybody else. But yeah. Andrea, check out them videos in the beginning. We got some good videos for you in the beginning. Deborah Alexander. I didn't see her, but she at. Well, shalom to Deborah Alexander. And good looking Tisa. See, that's my sis. She be looking out. But yeah, everybody have a happy Sabbath. All praise to the Most High. In the water. Until next time, enjoy. Let me see what sis said. Final thoughts, as in Matthew 24:42. Watch therefore, for you know not what Yahushua comes. Exactly. But you already want to have your, have your spirit right. So when he do come, you already know you good. All right. Shalom. Happy Sabbath. Till next time. Love y'all.